It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Today we're going to be talking about some insider information allegedly. Now, before we get into all of this, I want to let y'all know this is rumored information. It's not solid. Basically folklore until we can prove otherwise. So I don't want y'all to get too emotionally invested into the information that I'm disseminating in this video. This is more for conversation purposes. Talk about the possibilities of what's going on behind the scenes. Now, as y'all know, we've been talking about the saga between Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Jay-Z, Roc Nation. All of this is now falling into one lump of fucking gumbo soup with all the goddamn the lobster tails, you know what I'm saying, the crab meat, you know what I'm saying. Somebody done threw some corn, them fucking corn on the cob in that bit. You know what I'm saying? Little sausages and shit, man. They just keep throwing shit in there. It's like a crawfish boil or something. Broil, excuse me. Nonetheless, there's some information that was allegedly leaked out today that gives additional context into Nicki Minaj's issue with Roc Nation, Desiree Perez, Jay-Z, etc. And it seems like the big deal is not so much about them, but about the fact that her access has been cut off. The access we're talking about is insider information. They're alleging that Nicki Minaj has moles planted into Roc Nation to keep tabs on what Megan Thee Stallion has going on. And she also allegedly had moles planted in Atlantic Records to see what Cardi B has going on. I'm about to goddamn jump the gun. Let me actually get into the story before I, go off on my own tangent and shit, man. This is pretty interesting to me. Could be false, could be fucking fake as hell, but nonetheless, I'm telling you guys, giving you the disclaimer in the beginning, it's just rumor. All right? So there's a document that leaked online today. It says the T. I don't even use terms like that. Nicki Minaj and Desiree Perez / Roc Nation beef. Remember when Nicki told Lotto she knows all their release dates and she has people at every label that give her info? I vividly remember that statement during the pandemic. Labels have whole meetings about her, she alleges. Well, this document states this is true. Cardi and Meg's management / label have had meetings with them about Nicki, but they were told to never respond to her because she's trying to sabotage them and use them for promo. Now understand, Megan and Cardi have totally different management. We don't even know who Cardi's management is these days. She fired QC, she fired another management team, whoever the fuck they are. But we know that they're talking about Atlantic for Cardi and Roc Nation for Megan. The labels, so they're meeting to stop Nicki from sabotaging Cardi and Meg. You notice Cardi and Meg have gotten smarter about how they deal with her, right? Less diss records, less back and forth, less implosions online, I guess. I don't see how you could say that about Megan because we're just now getting an actual response out of her. She really was just throwing shots in her music, but this is what they're going off of. They say Nicki has no budget. Man, it's crazy how everybody's alleging that Nicki ain't got no money, no budget with the label. Motherfuckers, they try to spend bread. You would think somebody who's as popular as her, you would think there would be more resources available to her. But let's keep going. They say Nicki has no budget. No one wants to deal with Nicki because of her attitude and being late all the time, tardy to the parties. So because she can't afford promotion, Nickis Goal is to use Meg and Cardi rollout for promotion of all her projects. Nicki won't announce or release anything until she knows when Cardi or Meg have something coming. Trying to piggyback, if you will. Nicki tries to release whenever Meg or Cardi release, so people will talk about them at the same time and promote her. To get her fans to counter stream her music against theirs, which inflates her numbers. She found out about Cardi label meeting and Cardi album and was supposed to drop in November. Nicki went online and announced she was dropping in November. Cardi didn't release. she dropped LTISY, Last Time I Saw You, with bongos because she had no money for a video. Okay, so we're gonna just lock in on this little paragraph here before we move forward. Okay, so they start with she has no budget. No one wants to deal with her because of her attitude, and she's always late. These are, damn, you are in a bad position. If you ain't got no budget, nobody want to deal with you because your attitude, and you're late all the motherfucking time. That is a Bermuda Triangle for your ass. Okay? Now, keep in mind, this is just a document. They're alleging this is somebody in the industry that wants to remain anonymous. I don't like anonymous tips because it just seems bitch made to me. But, you know, everybody moves differently. Some people call the Crime Stoppers. Whatever works, you know? So, because she can't afford promotion, Nicki's goal is to use Megan and Cardi with their rollouts because they have open budgets pretty much, right? Cardi, she's got fucking all of the success in her favor. She ain't put an album out since 2018. She been doing big budget music videos, big budget features, shutting down the game. So anytime she has something in the pipeline, people are paying attention and saying, Nicki's dropping around the same time. If she's not dropping around the same time, what she does is post a photo or post something online to try to divert attention away from what it is that Cardi B has going on. There's some people out there that speculate Cardi B does the same thing, which honestly, I feel like they play that game against each other. They both be on some internet troll shit. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna play, right? I'm not gonna keep it one-sided because I see the infractions on both sides, and we see the fan bases kind of play the same type of games, whether it be Barty Gang or Nicki's Barbs. You know what I'm saying? It's two variations, two sides of the same sided coin. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got a fucking quarter and both sides got heads on it. Just depends on the dopamine signal it sends through your fucking head when it hits the ground. That's how I see it. But nonetheless, there's some games being played, right? And they're alleging because Nicki don't got no budget, which is why we don't see no videos, which is why we don't see those big. I mean, we talked about this before. Everybody's alleging that the well has dried up, right? She made it seem like Pink Friday 2 was all about the music. Only video we ever got was from that backyard ass video I was talking about with the Lumi D shit. I always Red Ruby the Sleeves. I keep forgetting the goddamn name of that song. It's one of my favorites from the album too. But yeah, they shot that shit on the patio of her house. Shit was wild, but whatever. And the goal basically is to, whenever Cardi got something coming, she wants to rally her fans to say, okay, that motherfucker finna drop. Make sure we rally around this. So, you know, this whole counter thing, which we've seen the counter stuff work in Megan Thee Stallion's favor with his. A lot of people that just don't like Nicki Minaj, a lot of people that just don't like the Barbs, multiple fan bases have now banded together to support Megan, and I think this is going to propel her even further because now she had the guts to go against Nicki, not do subliminal disses, and really put a stamp on it and say, look, man, this is what it is. People like when you address a bully. All right? So she dropped the single Last Time I Saw You around the time that Bongos dropped. And again, there was no video for it because they say no money was there. Now they say, watch, Cardi and Megan won't have a single moment in 2024 or a release without Nicki trying to overshadow it with something. Megan Cardi announced Bongos. Nicki posted her album cover 10 minutes later. They're going off of history. Every Cardi release or announcement, there will be an attempt to sabotage by Nicki. But Nicki will claim the labels are trying to stop her. We talked about her and these strongman techniques. Hey, man. Even if some of this stuff is just speculation, a lot of this stuff is hitting home. A lot of stuff is what we've already been noticing. But let's move forward. They say anyways on to the T. Again, I don't use that word, but it's in the document. Desiree Perez from Roc Nation. She found out who was leaking information to Nicki and got them fired. Gave them the Monopoly boot with extra shoe shine on that motherfucker, okay? And we're not talking about that middle of the mall shit where they be trying to shine one of your shoes. Them niggas clean one of your shoes and leave you walking out with another dirty shoe unless you pay them $50 to clean the other one. We ain't talking about that type shit. In parentheses, they say, as she should have. When Nicki bragged on Twitter and Queen Radio about having info and controlling / knowing everything in people's meetings and plans. Let's get to the second part. Just know, no one is trying to hurt Nicki or sabotage her career. Not at Roc Nation. Jay-Z always had love for Nicki. It's not about trying to stop her success. They're trying to stop Nicki from sabotaging Megan, which is her goal. Again, the problems began when Megan decided to collaborate with Cardi B on WAP. They did it again on Bongos. Bongos was definitely not that great of a song, especially compared to the impact that WAP had. People didn't want to hear no goddamn reggaeton remix type shit. They wanted to hear some ass shaking music, which is what they're great at. Moving forward, let's just say Nicki couldn't resist being petty and did and said something that revealed her source. Led to a chain of events. A few people got fired. Nicki really got people fired and their reputations ruined because she couldn't resist being vindictive and nasty. Of course, no one will trust them at a label now, so they ass out. So based on whoever she had found at these labels, right, that was kind of giving them release information. Oh, this is coming, this is coming, this is dropping, this is what's in the pipeline, this is what we're working on, right? Somehow she dropped some hints that led to those people that were giving her info to get fired. And because they were leaking information and because of the circumstances in which they were fired, other labels have now put a stamp on their forehead when you see them in a document. When their resume come across the desk, you're like, oh, hold up, that name? Let me look at it. Oh, yep. Do not hire. Don't fuck with them. Cool. Red print on their forehead. Nicki trying to have some quote-unquote get back now by exposing Desiree and playing the victim, which she is excellent at trying to do. She's been pulling that move for the last 8 years. Saying she's hurt and fired people for no reason. That's what she did say about Desiree Perez. They say, girl, you know what happened? But Nicki pretty much left her sources out to dry, just like she did with Tasha K. That's why she's spiraling and mad at Roc Nation. She doesn't have inside info anymore. Her recent reaction to Megan's diss and epic fail shows that she's no longer in the loop. Okay, so she was trying to bait Megan based on knowing all of her information so that she could counter. Now people have gotten fired. She doesn't have access. And now she's resorting to trying to manipulate the press, manipulate the barbs, go on station head every day, put out 1 million tweets, right? Do all of this stuff because now it's like, fuck. She's not playing the background no more. You can't play the background because with the background, it's like you're pulling the strings because you already got the information. You trying to puppet master the situation. And now Pinocchio done fucked around and became a real boy on your ass. And no, we're not saying anything in relation to a real boy / Megan Thee Stallion. So please don't say no shit like that in the comments. Just using an analogy, people. So boom. Nicki is going to try to do an interview with someone biased like Joe Budden, who won't call her out on her BS. Again, we just saw her and Joe Budden talking in Twitter Spaces a few days ago. She said she needs to do another proper sit down with him so that she could go into details about this whole Bigfoot situation, right? They just did a sit down not too long ago, but that shit was weak as fuck. He was literally just glazing her ass up like Krispy Kreme, and she was not giving nothing. It was like pointless. Their first interview was a lot better. Nonetheless, we'll move forward. But Joe Budden better be careful supporting her. Nicki will use anyone to spite these girls, and when they ruin their relationships and have nothing, Nicki broke ass can't help them. Well, you had to throw the broke shit in there. Now, again, We don't know what's real, what's fake when it comes to that, but a lot of the darts are getting near the bullseye. They might not be head on. Time will tell. Okay? JT pretty much ruined her career and her relationship with UnWineWithTashaK being up Nicki ass. That's an interesting allegation. People have been speculating that there is trouble in paradise with the city girls. Seems like they're going to different cities now. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, today, UnWineWithTashaK just came out and said she's in a totally new era, right? She's in the Yams era, which is all about her rocking ginger hair. She's changing her look. It's going to be all positivity, boss chick nature, right? Seems that she's separate from Diddy. Maybe he's funding her behind the scenes, not coming outside, but looks to be like she's trying to transition into something else and leave the past behind her. JT just dropped a new record. I saw people hyping it up on social media. I listened to it. Trash. And she can rap. I like the other one, the no hook or whatever that shit was. This one, no. Moving forward. The broke tea is true too. Okay, here we go. Also, all the people Nicki are cool with, their friends hate her. For example, Tay friends, BF is Ari. They don't like Nicki or Ra. So I hate that I know these people. But I believe you're talking about Arrogant Tay, which is the guy who does all these ladies' hair. Says his best friend Ari, of course, Ari who's connected to Moneybagg Yo, G Herbo, Ari the Don. She don't fuck with Nicki or Ra Ali, so that's awkward. Her childhood best friend Thembi is no longer friends with Nicki either. Unfollowed her on IG and follows Meg and Cardi. So now your childhood friends are turning into ops. Then you put out a song called Last Time I Saw You. When the last time you saw your friend? Damn. All her day ones are gone. Only yes people are around Nicki now. Which, again, seems pretty spot on. We don't see Nicki outside. She's in the house. You know what I'm saying? She's hanging around Kenneth Petty. You know, she can't really do shit because if she want her husband to be around, they got to run fucking intel on every location and make sure make sure that shit is G14 classified and safe enough for him to go around due to his legal constraints. Ain't that about a bitch or two? So that's the information that they have about Nicki Minaj and her issues with Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Roc Nation, Jay-Z. So I guess Jay is getting windfall hate. Because, of course, if Desiree Perez is the one that's making this happen, she's probably got to clear things with Jay-Z. So she's like, yo, this nigga is playing a part in sabotaging my career. Clearly, she hasn't said his name explicitly in any kind of derogatory manner. There is some sort of line of respect that she has for Jay-Z, but that's why she's also taking an aim at his associates. Again, she's trying to play the puppet master, basically trying to see if she can bait Jay out or someone else from Roc Nation to respond, to retaliate, so that whatever information that she believes she has or whatever, you know, complaint that she has, it'll sound a little bit more justified if somebody from that side comes out and says something, right? You can't blow everything you got out into the mist without a plan. So that's where we stand as of today, Monday, February 5th. Again, take this with a grain of salt. It's just conversation. It's just the latest that hit the net. There's some people online right now that are trying to besmirch Jay-Z's name on the heels of him doing his Grammy speech last night. There's a lot of people out there that feel like Jay-Z is a puppet himself. They feel like he's doing the dirty work of Beyonce. Some people feel like he's doing his own dirty work, side swapping niggas. Folks are accusing him of doing dirty work with the NFL, right? Shortly after the whole Colin Kaepernick situation happened and he stood behind Kaepernick, he went and did an alliance with the NFL. Not gonna lie to y'all, man. As much as I stand or stood behind Colin Kaepernick, he didn't do himself any favors. And I think at that point, Jay-Z understood The mission was clear. If he's not gonna save himself, let me get up in this motherfucker and make some changes. Cause believe it or not, like it or not, organizations like the NBA, the NFL, sports leagues, these are multi-billion-dollar industries. If you can get in, if you could swoop in and get a part of that, do programming for the NFL, Super Bowl, the biggest night in the fucking league, yeah, you're going to make that shit happen. And they're using Jay-Z's social currency to come in and say, hey, we didn't like how that shit went. How can we prevent this from happening again? How can we try to get some freedom for the players? So a lot of players have had a lot more freedom since Colin Kaepernick was exiled from the league. And people have been wondering, like, damn, why did y'all not accept this when he was there? Well, he had to be the guinea pig. And again, he didn't do himself any favors. He wanted to play the game how he wanted to play the game. And you got to know, when you put your nuts on the table, and this is for anybody in any walk of life, it's not always going to work in your favor when you put your nuts on the table. Like, some motherfuckers is going to jump up and be scared because you put your nuts on the table. Other niggas, pardon me for being graphic, they're going to take a spike back to your shit and say, now what? So there's that. Some people say Jay-Z snaked Jermaine Dupri out of that programming entertainment bag. I don't know. But yeah, now that he's like becoming this social justice spokesperson, coming out talking about the Grammys, talking about, you know, staying the course and all that stuff, now people are deciding that they want to go ahead and hate on the man again, which is, it happens about 4 or 5 times a year. Nothing new there. Let me know what you guys and ladies think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. You can hit the link in the description or hit the description down below in any way that you would like to support the channel, right? And I'm going to take us out with Let's Get It One Good Time. I hope y'all enjoy your evening. Have a great day. Love on your family and your friends. And I will see y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.